This conference will now be recorded.
الحمدللہ الحمدللہ والصلاة والسلام علی رسول اللہ انبیاء والمرسلین اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم رب اشرح لی صدری ویسر لی امری واحلل عقدۃ من لسانی یفقهوا قولی. Well, I welcome you all to our webinar. Today we are going to cover the second stage of the Hajj purchasing package. This is a webinar from the Precious Paths Hajj Guidance and Planning team. So I was reminded of this ayah as I was going through some of my previous notes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in ayah number 159 from Surah Al Imran, the last part of it, it says, فَإِذَا عَزَّمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُتَوَكِّلِينَ. The meaning goes something to that effect. And when you have decided, then rely upon Allah. When you have decided, then rely upon Allah. Indeed, Allah loves those who rely upon Him. So we have decided that we want to go for Hajj. We all have decided, we have expressed our desire. We are working hard on it. In fact, after a hard day's work in the East Coast, you are all sitting here listening to our webinar. That itself is an effort, alhamdulillah, especially after fasting the whole day. So we have expressed our desire. We have made the decision. We are putting the effort in. So Allah knows that. So if Allah has willed us for us to be part of the Hajj, inshallah, no matter what, no matter Nusuk does something wrong, whether the web platform fails or packages become available, not available, whatever the hardship, inshallah ta'ala, we will go. But if he has not destined for us to do Hajj this year, we believe Allah's decision is the best for us. This is our belief. We remain steadfast on that belief. So our hope, inshallah ta'ala, is that everybody that's listening to this webinar, that's not listening to this webinar but has the desire, they all, inshallah ta'ala, we are hopeful will be able to go to Hajj this year, inshallah. So a few things that I want to get started right at the beginning, so that there are people who have already booked. I don't want them to be asking this question, so I want to quickly go through this. So the humble request is, please be patient until after Ramadan for any questions, any changes that you want to make, so that we can concentrate on getting our other members to get a Hajj package. To get the Hajj package. Just a quick few clarifications. The flight and visa, all of that will be processed after the month of Ramadan, possibly in April, possibly going into May. We will discuss all this after Ramadan once we have completed our stages of all the package sales. Making changes, the same thing, we will review, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, there are some people who have asked questions about, if you have not received the email confirmation, what do you do? Don't worry about it. As long as you have received an itinerary, you can go into your profile, my packages. If you find an itinerary in your package, in your profile, then there is a 95% chance that you do have a package. It's all done deal. Nusuk might just be behind in sending out the email. The system might not be working, but inshallah ta'ala, you should be fine. But all in all, please be patient. Please be patient. There are lots of other people that are still trying to get a package, and we are very actively trying to get the information out to them. So let's get started about the second round of package sales. The second round is expected to start sometime around 11 p.m. to midnight Makkah time. This is again tomorrow, 11 p.m. to midnight Makkah time, which approximately comes to 4 to 5 p.m. of the Eastern Daylight Time, New York. So that's again 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which corresponds to Chicago's 3 to 4, and then in the Mountain Industrial Time and the Pacific Time, you can just calculate that based on that. Nusuk, we understand that Nusuk will also open up their website for people to start reviewing it. Now, we think it's 24 hours, but it's possible it may not be 24 hours. It might be a little bit lesser than that. But they have committed that they will give the users a short time at least to review the packages so that they can start making changes to the preferred package or to the shopping cart, etc. And trust me, you do want to change it based on the data that I'm going to share a little bit later on. You do want to review your packages, your preferred packages, what is in your shopping cart, etc., based on the information that I'm going to share. Al-Kabsh Quora is sold out. It is sold out across the board. No, none of the service providers have it. Now the question keeps coming up. People have asked, because in the last hour itself, when I have shared this information with a few people who contacted me, the question comes up: why? Well, the reason is that our understanding, at least, is there were several countries whose quota was still open, and they were purchasing the ticket, they were booking the packages, and they probably picked up the rest of the Al-Kabsh packages. So this is my understanding. This is again not a confirmed information. Some of the countries in Europe and Australasia, such as Japan and other places, had the quota open until about earlier today. So that's how we have basically all the Al-Kabsh packages are gone. And as per our understanding, this is the great news. This is something that we've been waiting for. Ministry of Hajj has decided to increase the available Hajj visas. They have added, if I recall correctly, about 12,000 additional visas have been added to the unused used visas from the other countries in the Nusuk, which brings it to a little bit over $20,000, 20,000 visas available. This significantly increases the opportunity for our members to get a Hajj package. This is a great opportunity. We don't want anybody from our group or whoever is listening out there to miss out on this opportunity. So please be prepared, be ready. You have a very high chance of getting a getting a Hajj package, inshallah ta'ala. The other thing is, Ministry of Hajj has also added a new camp called Square 38. This will probably not be available in the second stage of the packages, of the package sale that is going to start tomorrow. There is expected to be a third and possibly even a fourth round. In that stage, if any visas are left over, they are expected to add Square 38 to replace some of the Al-Kabsh packages. This one is basically, it's a building. These are the buildings that are constructed. I will go a little bit more into detail on this one. It's kind of halfway between Al Masim and Al Kabsh camps. It's about a mile from the Jamarat, and from what we understand, this is the prices are like about 2000 riyal or so more than the Al Kabsh. These are air conditioned buildings basically. So the flights, the other thing that I want to cover quickly is the flights. Several people have been asking this question, and hopefully I'm going to answer that question. Carefully review your departure city and dates. We have heard from many people that they have bought the packages, and in the rush of buying the packages, somebody sitting in the East Coast had ended up buying a flight from Los Angeles. Now, that causes not just the financial issue, that also creates the delay of having to fly to the West Coast and taking a flight from there, etc. So, making changes to flight departure city or dates is generally not possible. But even if it does become possible, even if the airline does agree to it, it will be a difficult process with a pretty hefty change that they are going to charge. So it's very important that when you're looking at the flight, whether it is a group flight or whether you do a custom flight, make sure you pick a departure city that is convenient for you. And I'm going to cover this a little bit later, inshallah ta'ala. So first priority is to get the group flight. They are lower priced, and they also allow you to coordinate with other Hujjaj more easily. You would be on a flight with several other Hujjaj, then you can also coordinate, you can make friends, you can start building contacts, etc. So give the first priority to the group flights. Again, provided it meets your requirements. It's very important. Don't just go with a group flight because it's a group flight, and again make similar mistakes as one of our group member made by getting a flight out of Los Angeles. But if group flights are not available or does not meet your requirement, do not waste time looking for another package thinking that that'll have a group flight. you will be wasting time. And the key factor in the second stage, just the way it was in the first stage, is not to waste time. You have to be ready to go click, click, click. 3, 4 clicks, you should be ready for booking the package. Again, not rushing through, but be ready to move faster. So consider the custom flight option. Again, I know previously I have said custom flight option creates some challenges, but there are some ways that you can reduce that risk. One is, if Nusuk site is not available, go to globalalmusafir.com. Use this website. This will put you into an English version of the website. I have also given a QR code here that you can scan it, and inshallah ta'ala, that'll get you straight into the Al Musafir website. Play with it. Play with it. Find out what are the best cities. And do, as much as possible, look for a city that has a higher volume of flights to Jeddah. That's the key part. Now, this is where I'm asking, if you're using custom flight, preferably search for flights from major gateways. I realize the airport which is like in your city is most convenient for you, but that might not be the best way. That might also not be the best option for you at that point in time. So pick some of the major gateways such as Los Angeles, Chicago, JFK, Washington, London, Amsterdam, Paris, or even Dubai for that matter. Then you can always get your own convenient flight to that location. That way you are not like, searching around for multiple flights. One of the things that I also suggest looking at some of the flights which are more in the Europe or in Middle East is, if you find, what you do is, when you are in the flight configuration, you can also see how much balance you have in your e-wallet. If the balance in your e-wallet is lower, look for a flight which is right out of Dubai, because in that last minute you do not want to be considering topping your e-wallet. So depending on what your situation with the e-wallet is, adjust the airport. If you have substantial amount of balance still there, then you can definitely consider some of the airports that are closer to you. But preferably look for a gateway which is more popular, which has a lot more flights, so that you have a lot more choices. Again, look for the dates that meet the package. Some people have asked, can I go there? Can I get to Jeddah a couple days earlier? Rawaf Al Mina has said that as long as if you get a day or two before and you're willing to stay at one of the Imar hotels, they might be able to accommodate you. Okay, so it is possible if you go a day or two earlier, they might be willing to accommodate you, but this is something that you do need to reconfirm before you take your flight, basically. But try to get there on the day the package starts, within that period of time, if you're doing the custom flights. So this again, when you're doing the custom flight, you have to make sure that you bear this in mind. The dates that are there from the 7th, 15th of June, you have to be, anyway, you have to be there much before 15th of June, as the restriction that you cannot land in Jeddah if you're taking a Saudi airline. The last flight that you can take is around the 6th of Dhul Hijjah, which corresponds to about 12th or 13th of June. If you're taking any other non-Saudi Arabian airline, you have to be there by 4th of Dhul Hijjah, which corresponds to either the 10th or 11th of June, inshallah ta'ala. So this is kind of approximately how your journey during the Hajj days is. Around the 7th of Dhul Hijjah, you're going to perform, or anytime you get there before, but at least by 7th of Dhul Hijjah, you'd perform the Umrah. 8th of Dhul Hijjah, you'd be moved to Mina camp, and then on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, you would go to Arafat. Before the sunset, you will be in Muzdalifah, and then the next morning you would go to Mina so that you can perform the Jamara, and then Tawaf, you would go to Makkah, and from Makkah, you're back in Mina for the 11th and 12th of Dhul Hijjah, and possibly the 13th if it's that is recommended but not required, for 2 additional days of Jamra. So 3 days of Jamra are required, and then before you leave, you do Tawaf al Wida. Now, this is your process. Again, we have gone through this before, but I just want to go through this again. Whatever you have in shopping cart, try to configure it but make sure you review it in case if you made any mistake in the dates, in the flights, etc. Do a quick review. If it is valid, go ahead, press the purchase button, and then success, and inshallah ta'ala will be off to Hajj visa. If either if it's not valid, or if the packing booking of the package is not successful, you empty the shopping cart. Remember this step here. When you come through this step, every time before you go and look for you try a next package, you have to empty the shopping cart. Empty the shopping cart, pick up the URL. I'm going to go over that URL in a little bit. Pick up that URL and go through the whole package. Again, you got to go through this fast. The only way you can go through fast is if you've gone through, pick the package, absolutely, you know what you're doing. Go to Al Musafir, figure out the flights, or if there are group flights, figure out what you're going to do. Have everything ready before booking starts. Now, Rawaf Mina has released a listing of the package availability. As you can see, the blacked out, these packages are not available anymore. So they are sharing the number of seats available in each one of these hotels. As you can see, you still have lots of Holiday Inns available, and some are Voco also available, but lots of Holiday Inns are available. Our recommendation is to go towards a Holiday Inn because it's most convenient from a transportation perspective, and I'll explain about the transportation also. But as you can see, lots of other packages have been sold out, so mostly it's Holiday Inn, Legend, Noor, Noza. These are the packages that are available at this point. Again, you can scan your QR code. Here is the link that will get you to the available packages. This is another view uh, of the availability. This gives the group flights that are available, but I'm not going to 100% depend on this one because as people start purchasing, you may start seeing that some of these things are running out. So again, this is the QR code. Here is the link of all the URLs for the Rawaf Mina packages. Now, one of the reason today I'm talking a lot more about Rawaf Mina is several of our group members have selected packages with the other service providers, and they are coming to us requesting us to be their guides. It's extremely difficult. Please understand that as much as we want to, it is very difficult for us to spread out across multiple service providers. So they're struggling with the groups that they are working with. They are eager to come back to us. One of our member, in fact, said they are even considering canceling that and trying it. Of course, I'm not going to suggest that. Please do not do anything foolish such as that. You have a package, inshallah ta'ala, everything will be fine. Your guide will be fine, inshallah, you're fine. But if you have not done it, please consider Rawaf Mina packages so that we can help you, we can guide you, so we can resolve your issues before the journey itself. So consider as much as possible the Rawaf Mina packages. So in this file here, Rawaf package links, we have shared all the URLs to the packages. Okay, these are all the URLs. You should be able. The way it works is you log into Nusuk, and then you would copy the links from here and replace the link on the top, and voila, you are in the summary. You are in the summary page of that package. Review that package, look at all the details, make a decision which one you want to be. Again, making sure that you are looking that you're looking at one of the available packages. Do not waste with your time trying to go into one of these other packages. For example, Swiss Al Maqam, even though there is space here, these do not have the Al-Qabs. These are the Al-Qabs packages that they had to basically freeze. In what I want to cover something here. What they have done on the other hand is they have replaced some of these Al-Qabs packages with Swiss Al Maqam, address hotel, etc. With instead of a 101, it'll be a 401 or 402 or 470, something to that effect in the 400 category. Okay, they have released those new packages. Those are the new packages that they have released to overcome the loss of this Al-Kabsh packages. And the price is going to be reduced by 5,000 riyals. So look out for those packages also. So if you really want Swiss Al Maqam, but you're willing to go to Al Masim, which is Al Masim is the only camp available, then look for package that says Swiss Al Maqam 401, 402, something to that effect, because I do not have the exact information. We'll release that a little bit later. So there are some Swiss Al Maqam address hotels packages available, but not with Al Kabsh. They are with Al Masim. So this is the links. So go through this very carefully. You can by scanning this QR code, you should be able to get to the to this file. You can download the file, go through these links. So this is also another file that will give you a high-level information of the summary of the Rawaful Mina packages. Of course, we recommend that you go through this link here. So and once you like a package, save this URL in a notebook or an easily available electronic media so that you can quickly copy that, replace it, and go for the booking when the booking starts, inshallah. So this also gives you a view of the different packages that Rawaf Mina has, the hotel, the what's in the Medina, and the airports that are available from group flight. Again, caution on that one. There are fewer group flights available. By the time you get to it, it's possible it might go away. That's why you should always be ready to go with the custom flights. This is what I just explained. Some additional packages with 400 numbers have been introduced. They are replacing the Al Kabsh packages with Al Muassam camp, and they are reduced by about 5,000 riyals. Uh, this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about, is because people have been asking the question, since there are more Holiday Inn packages available, okay, how is the transportation from Holiday Inn to Kaaba? Until 4th of Dhul Hijjah, there are frequent shuttles available from Holiday Inn, provided by Holiday Inn and by service providers. So they are pretty frequent, and they will take you pretty much close to Kaaba, either behind the clock tower or behind Safa Marwa. So they will take you there, which are pretty convenient that you can get there. It's about, I would not suggest walking because of the heat, because of the distance, and also because the streets are not straightforward one street that goes there. There are streets going all around. It's highly possible you might get lost. In that heat, you don't want to be lost. So wait for the shuttles until the 4th of Dhul Hijjah. Now, people have asked the question, what happens after 4th of Dhul Hijjah? After 4th of Dhul Hijjah, yes, you could look for some transportation, but most of the transportation would stop, because the security forces, in preparation of moving the people to the camp, will have started blocking the access around this area. So after 4th of Dhul Hijjah, access to going to Kaaba is going to be limited, but it is possible, but it's going to start getting limited. This is the your Mina camp. The American camp is out here. It's about 3 miles of walk. It's for a person who is not disabled, who is able to walk a little bit. It's not a difficult walk. It is possible to walk. Again, provided you are physically capable of doing it. It's a paved road. There are 2 tunnels here that basically also gives you shade with the fans, etc. So it is possible, but it is walking only. There is no transportation available from the American European, which is the Mossam camp, to the Jamara. It is walking only. From the VIP camp, Al Kapshwan camp, of course, there is a Mashayar train that can take you to Jamara, to the Arafat and Muzdalifah, etc. So now I want to concentrate on this one, because this is what's available at this point. In the next round, camp the Square 38 is going to become available. This is still not available. These are the air conditioned buildings. The facilities, I believe, are similar to the Al Kabsh in the quality and facility. It's about 1 mile walk to the Jamara. We don't believe they are going to be on the Mashayar train. It is walking only to the Jamara, as well as buses to Arafat and Muzdalifah. Now, we want you to start preparing. How do you start preparing? First thing is, let go of any frustration that we have had with the last approach, where the Nusuk was freezing on us, we were getting into the queue, etc. Have the attitude that says, yes, we can do it. Inshallah ta'ala, Allah will help us and Allah will give us the success. From a practical perspective, regularly monitor our group chat starting after 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is the New York time. This would probably correspond to about an hour or so after Jummah Salah in the East Coast. So you should have finished up with the Jummah Salah. So somewhere between 3 to 5 is when we expect the sales to start, more closer to 4:30 to 5 o'clock. But start monitoring our group chat starting at about 3 p.m. Prepare for the queuing issue. Yes, we know the queuing can happen. Uh, so this is for the Chrome browser. We have released some fix that you can possibly do by using the Google bot. Again, we are not going to say 100% this is permissible or not, but it does work. Okay, so if you do get into that situation, this is a fix that you can possibly try. But practice this so that you are able to quickly correct yourself and get into the system and work with it. Now, what we have been told, if you log in a little bit ahead of time, like about 4 o'clock, and if you are there and if you keep yourself active, when the sales window opens, we've been told Nusuk will not kick you out. Okay, it will not log you off. It is possible that as long as you keep the session active. It's very important that you have to keep the session active. You cannot log in and walk away, because if you are getting closer to the session expiring, you do get a prompt that says, do you want to extend it? So you want to be ready to extend your session, and be ready uh, to stay active. So as soon as the package opens, you can go through your process of click and book the package, inshallah ta'ala. So review your preferred packages. Again, you have created that package before all this activity happened, where several packages have gone out of circulation. So before all these packages went, so this is where you also want to look at, in this one here, which has the highest availability. For example, 208 is a 217. There are 217 spot seats available. So, or 392, which is a number. There are 258 available. Be a little bit flexible. I understand. You want to be there on the 6th of June only, and I understand. You, I understand that you want to be you want to be in Medina on a certain date. You want to be in Makkah on a certain date. But if you're flexible by concentrating more on the packages that have a higher availability, your chances of getting the package increases, inshallah ta'ala. So review your list, look at the availability which we have released, which is available by scanning this QR code. The other thing is, we believe that Nusuk will restore the system to where it was when the quota ran out, meaning the same packages, same flight options, accepting whatever has been sold by some of the countries that had the quota open. If they have taken the flights, so those things are probably gone. But other than those few almost sim replacing Al-Kapsh packages, you do not expect any new packages to be released. Only packages to replace the Al-Kapsh with Al-Masim would be released, or in next stage, the Al-Kapsh replacing with the Squad 38 would be released, but nothing new. No new configuration of packages would be released. No new flights will be added. So be careful about this. Okay, whatever group flights are in the system, those are the ones available. That is the reason I earlier mentioned. Do not waste your time. That I only want group flights, which was our recommendation originally. But now, considering we have already gone through the first round, we are in the second round where several of the group flights have been taken. Our recommendation is changed, where we are saying look for it. If you find it, that's great. If not, do not go say, oh, this one doesn't have it. Let me go back to another package. You'll be wasting time. You'll lose that minutes that you have to book a package and inshallah ta'ala start preparing for the Hajj. So we went over this. So if you're using the custom flights, make a note of the itinerary details that you have decided on by going to the Al Musafir. Look for it and also check for the funds and make sure you have enough funds. At this point in time, the only option is the credit card if you need to add any extra funds. And even that, do not use the credit card from small local banks. One of the reason that we have found out is people who are struggling with credit cards, that they had made the payment, it was withdrawn from their account, it was charged to their account, but it did not reach Nusuk. In most cases, it was because the credit cards were from some smaller banks, and those banks had to send the transaction to another bank, and that another bank had to send it to another bank. And by the time it reached Nusuk, it was a week to 10 days. And in some cases, those transactions were even canceled and the transactions were sent back. It was mostly in the cases of credit cards from smaller banks that this problem was we ran into. So be prepared to quickly move to your next preferred package. Do not sit there upset why you did not get this package. This was your best package. You are betting on it. Why did it not work? Do not waste your time upset or frustrated. And another thing, do not waste your time trying to call us, because that you'll be wasting time by texting us and us responding to you, waiting for us to respond back. Do not waste the time. Move on to your next package in the list. Just move forward and somehow get the package that closely meets your need. And once you have the package, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to help you. And irrespective of which service provider or a guide that you get, we are committed. We are committed to helping you, inshallah ta'ala. And we will start creating the groups, not the WhatsApp groups. Actually, we have moved on to the Telegram groups because of some challenges we were running into. We are going to start building the groups based on the city, region, and the different guides that are assigned, etc. And then we are also going to start assigning the guides. We already have several guides. Some are highly qualified guides in the fiqh area. We also have muftis and alima on a standby to help with any fiqh questions, inshallah. We are also going to create a group for the Hajjas, sisters, which is going to be led by a sister and an alima for any questions related to sisters only questions, inshallah ta'ala. And then we are going to start conducting several webinars on the logistics and the fiqh area, which will include how to maneuver from your camp to Jamara to Makkah, and back to Mina, which is generally a huge challenge. We are going to start, inshallah ta'ala, sharing our information, training you, preparing you, so that when you are there, you can take the most benefit of your journey, inshallah ta'ala. So one of the reason that we moved to Telegram was because we are getting hit by some scamsters. People are using our names. People are referring to us. People are using the data that we have to contact some of our members. Uh, Again, they're contacting them erroneously, fraudulently, either trying to sell the package or trying to get them to be your guides while they have not really worked with you, basically. So again, one of the things that we have constantly said in our group chat, do not share your information with any group or individual if you do not have trust in them. If you trust them, if those are the people that you want to have the guide, alhamdulillah, it's your decision. But otherwise, be careful, do not share your information. If you want us to be your guides, please do not share your information with anyone else, because that will create lots of confusion. Now, if you want to join our Hajj planning group, this is the link and this is the QR code. And if you want to be in our Hujjaj group, this is the link that you register, and this is the QR code for that one. And once you register there, inshallah ta'ala, we will then invite you to our Telegram group. What I'm going to suggest is, even if you have not gained a package still, and you want us to be your guide, go ahead and submit the information in the Hujjaj survey and put in the package TBD, so that we know you're interested in us being your guide, and we are just waiting for you to get the package. At least you'll have the entry, and as soon as you get the package, you can go in and update it with the package information. At least you'll have an entry in our list, and we'll be looking forward to, inshallah ta'ala, you joining our Hujjaj group, inshallah ta'ala. Wasim, let's move on to the question, inshallah ta'ala.
Ji, I think we have basically few new members joined, right? So some of them have registered. They're waiting for profile verification. So a lot of questions around, is Nusuk still verifying profiles?
Yes, Nusuk is still verifying. Generally, they are verifying pretty fast and quickly. So, depending on when you have done it, our experience has been they have been approving within a day or two. If you have not received the approval, my suggestion is drop an email to Nusuk, and provided you have submitted everything correctly, you can drop an email to Nusuk and share the ticket with us. We will try to see if there is anything we can do to speed up the approval process. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll help you wherever we can, but make sure you have submitted the documents correctly, because you do not have a whole lot of time. We do not want you to miss this opportunity. The 20,000 plus visas that we mentioned earlier, this is a fairly large number. Okay, the from a United States perspective, at least, the number of Hujjaj that have gone prior to the COVID was about 25 to 1,000. So if I kind of say all the 20,000 is for US, if I say that is not true, by the way. Okay, the 20,000 plus whatever visas are released, there is no quota. It can be used across the entire Nusuk country. Any country can take the whole 20,000 or any part of it. So there is no limitation on the quota. Whoever comes in first will be able to get the visa from the 20,000 plus visa packages that they're releasing. So, getting back to my point, uh, this is a fairly large number of visas that the Ministry of Hajj has released. I think this is a great opportunity for everybody and anybody that has the desire to go for Hajj and is ready and prepared with all the preparations that we have been doing in the last 2 3 months, and the material that we are releasing. Take advantage of what we are releasing here, the help that we are giving, and especially with Rawaf having shared with so much information, and because several of you want us to be your guides, the only way we can be your guides at this point is if you select one of the Rawaf packages. Okay, so take advantage of it. Yeah, going back to the registration, if you're going to register now, or if you have registered recently and you've not received the verification, go back to your the document that you have uploaded, and make sure it confirms to the requirement. Absolutely, it confirms to to the requirements. We have released several documents that highlight what should the documents look like, how do you correct it, and etc. So review that if you need help, but make sure everything that you submitted is correct. Especially one thing that I highly recommend: go to the profile in the Nusuk. Make sure the name, the first name, the given name, the surname, matches exactly what is in your passport. Do not add an additional middle name, do not add a father name, do not try to do any of those things, because it has to match exactly what's in the passport. The name, the dates, the place of issue, absolutely important. These are some of the areas that people have failed. The place of issue has to be exactly like that. Do not shorten United States to US. That will cause you to fail. Okay, so it has to be exactly what is on your passport, inshallah ta'ala. Next,
And
Wasim.
one more thing here is that actually when you log into your profile, check what it says on the application status. There have been people who said that they have not received response, but what
Right.
actually happened was they missed the email. The Nusuk had responded saying there was some mismatch and they had rejected it. And so that's why verify the status is under verification and not rejected. If it is rejected, then you probably missed the email. Go check for the email and it will tell you the reason why it got rejected so you can fix it. Second
Right.
question related, Farid Bhai, is
Just,
that if,
just let me quickly add something else to that one. Wasim brought up a very, very good point. Okay, people, whatever people did before, they had a little bit of time. Now you don't have the time. You don't have time to be sending tickets to Nusuk, creating, going back and forth. It's not going to work. You have to proactively get your registration completed on your own. As Wasim mentioned, log into your profile, look at the details, how you have submitted. Is it conforming to everything? Is there a message from Nusuk that basically gives you the reasons for decline, etc.? Instead of going back to them saying, well, I submitted my passport correctly, why are you rejecting? You're wasting your time. And I humbly also request, contact us, but do not expect us to be actively helping you with it, because we, in the next day or two, we want to be actively helping the other members who have successfully gone through the entire process with getting the package. So try to do as much as possible. Reach out to us only when you absolutely cannot move forward. Okay, Wasim, go ahead, please. Next.
the second question was like the primary member is verified, they have added a second family member. The second family member is not verified. So if by tomorrow before 3 p.m. Eastern, if the second profile is not verified, they're asking if they should remove the family member. At least they can book themselves.
Of course, that is your choice. Yes, you can do it. Okay. Um, I mean, I don't want to guarantee it, but there is a third round possibly coming. Okay. If you want to wait for that, that's a risk you can take. But by removing a member from the this thing, of course, you're basically saying they cannot go. It's a choice that you have to make. Yes, you can do it.
Yeah, on that, I will probably add that if you are open to going in different packages, delete them and then register them separately. And if the third round comes, you go in separate packages. That again, depending on the Mehram situation and whether you're open to going
Right.
separately.
Right.
So a lot
And,
of
and
questions
and
about
and
you,
on
Walid.
that note, please be careful if you go into different packages, even within the same service provider. It is not always possible to bring you together. Bear in mind that. Okay. For example, if a package is starting in Makkah, the other is starting in Medina, you cannot come and ask switch the person into the other package, because once the packages are sold, all of them, they will be full. Okay. Go ahead, Wasim. Next question.
Yeah, a lot of questions about the links that you shared. And
Yes.
inshallah, if we can, we'll share these in the WhatsApp group. Also, the recording, inshallah, will be shared as well of this
Right.
webinar. So you will have the access to the links. Another interesting question is like if Al Kapsh is sold out, should and it's only Muasim tomorrow, then if we wanted Al Kapsh, should we wait for round three or try to book with Al Muasim? So basically, the risk of not having more quota or not having a round three, basically. Yeah.
Al Kapsh is not going to be available. Let me be very clear about it. Okay. Al Kapsh camp is sold out. Okay.
No, just to
Camp,
clarify, Fazil, they're saying that we should we wait for Cam 38 in
you
third
you
round.
can you can you can wait for camp 38. That's a risk you have to take. Okay. Just want to be clear about that. You can wait, but that's a risk you have to wait. You have to weigh on your own if there is something that you want to do, or take the Al Masim. and inshallah ta'ala make it work. I mean, if you have the niyyah, Allah will help you, inshallah ta'ala. So uh, if you're bent on al kabsh and you want to wait for 38, do namaz istikhara tonight. Okay, see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides you through. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides you to al masim, you're all set, inshallah ta'ala. So ask Allah's help on that one. If you are bent on only al kabsh, I know there are situations where there are people with physical limitations. I understand that, but again, unfortunately, we are in a situation where Al Kapsh is not available. Camp 38, it is close to Jamarat, but it is not the same as Al Kapsh. It is not an Al Mashair train. You will still have to walk that mile to the Jamara. Okay.
Yeah, and then clarification, people asking, is only Rawaf Mina Al Kabsh or all service provider Al Kabsh sold?
Al Kapsh is gone completely. The camp is sold out. So it doesn't matter which service provider you go to. They are all sold out. They are all replacing their packages with Al Muassam related packages, and they are beginning to. They are working with Ministry of Hajj to see if they can replace their Al Kabsh packages with Camp 38 packages with an additional 2,000 Saudi Riyal. Ministry of Hajj is basically, if they do release the same packages, it's going to be with an additional 2,000 Riyal they're charging for the Camp 38.
A lot of questions about e-wallet. Again, we've addressed this. Don't wait for the sale to open to add e-wallet. You should all be loaded. There is a risk. Basically, yeah, if you load extra, you will have to withdraw it. They let you withdraw any amount that's not used. There is a 1.5% charge on it, processing fee. And if
1
you
point,
happen to use
1.65, Wasim, just to
after
correct
VAT,
that a little bit, it is 1.5 plus there is a point, there is a 15% on the 1.5. So it kind of comes to 1.65. There's a VAT tax that they are charging. So it comes to about 1.65 would be held back.
yeah, and if you use a card that has cashback, then maybe it will not matter, right? So
Inshallah.
you can
Right.
you can so yeah, again that's the risk basically you have to take, because practically when the packages are available, like Faiz said, if you try to top it at that time, most likely the package will get sold by the time you are.
It's not going
Uh,
to work. Yeah, it's,
now,
trust me,
if
it's not going to work because most of the credit card transactions has had a need to call the bank to get the fraud the block off, etc. You're going to waste the time. Even if this credit card has worked before, we have seen cases when they go back and try to top with additional funds, that credit card has gotten blocked. Okay, so please do not waste the time. If you want to top it now.
Yeah, I think that and then people are trying to confirm that they will be able to review packages before the purchase window opens. So yeah, one thing is that if you already have your preferred package in your cart, don't empty it. Let it be there. Only if you see that now it's open for review, then you can empty it and explore others. If you empty it and it's not open for review, you won't be able to add it back in, basically. Yeah.
Actually, today you can go and review the package using the link that we provided. You
No, no,
log
like adding to
into,
the cart is basically what they're asking. That, yeah.
oh, I, I'm sorry. What? Oh, no, no, no. I mean, I want to be very clear. Adding to the cart is not such a big deal, honestly. Okay. It is really not, it just saves you two more clicks. That's all it is. As long as you know how to select the occupancy. So let me talk about that occupancy. Unfortunately, I don't have this, I have not added the screen here. I should have done it. The occupancy screen has Medina and Mecca listed there with the different possible options. Uh, Most of the packages now are going to be quad packages. Okay, so if you have, depending on the number of people in your account, you increase the number to that one. Again, Nusuk will not allow you to go forward unless you pick the right number there. Okay, so if you have three people in your account, you will have to set Makkah and Medina to three people and three people in the same occupancy, this thing. Okay, so again, as I said, most of the packages are quad occupancy. Now, do not again, I know people would want to look for a double occupancy. Do not waste your time looking for a double or triple only. What if you like a package, if it meets your needs, try to go with whatever occupancy is available and however flights you possibly can, as long as you're absolutely, you need certain configuration. If you can be flexible, be flexible. So the point about the shopping cart only saves you 2 clicks, which is basically the occupancy and the flight selection. If you have gone through, if you understand the Al Musafir, for example, custom flight, in most cases, you're going to end up doing the custom flight. I just want to be very honest. As much as I want you to go with the package group flights, in most cases, you're going to end up with the custom flight because we expect most of the group flights to be canceled, to be sold out. Okay. So don't worry about that. So going back to that viewing, go to the URLs we have shared with Rawaf Mina's URLs. You log in, you copy one of those URLs, and you drop it in the on the browser, and you will be able to see the summary. And you can look at the entire summary, top to bottom. You can review it, etc. The dates and everything. You can look at it. Next question.
Some people are mentioning about queue, the queue fix. Right now, it's not being queued. So if you try to do the fix, it might not seem to be doing anything. If you do run into an issue where it is basically stuck in queue, where it is saying more than an hour for the throughout the day, a lot of people were complaining that they were basically stuck in the queue and it was not moving. That's when you use the fix. Right now, there is no queue, so queue will not be used. The question about wheelchair, they will provide wheelchair, but they won't provide people to push, right? So you probably have to have people with you who push. There's a question about, can I log into two computers at the same time?
Can you log into 2 computers at the same time? Yes, you can. You can have multiple logins. I know some people have done that before also. You can yeah, you can do that. Yes. And one of the things that I'm going to suggest is, if you're computer savvy, okay, reach out to some of your friends who are looking for the package, and if they do not have the same computer savviness, please help them out. Okay, please help them out. You're not going to lose anything. There are 20,000 packages, folks. Please don't worry about it. If there are people out there um, who need some help, and if you're computer savvy, for example, if you have few children in the house who are computer savvy, offer to help them out. I think they will greatly appreciate that, inshallah ta'ala. Go ahead, next.
I think we address most questions. If anybody has questions, they can use the form to ask questions and we can address it, inshallah, if needed.
Are we done?
Yeah,
Anything in the chat? Are we all set?
yeah. I
Okay.
answered few people on chat already directly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, one of the things that I would like all of us to start doing it, if you have not done it, start the talbiyah. Start the talbiyah. This is a talbiyah that basically says, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, oh Allah, we are eager to come to you. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. We hope and pray that each one of you that is listening to this webinar and who is not able to listen to this webinar but has the desire to go for Hajj this year is able to get a package. And inshallah ta'ala, we hope to see you all there. And we hope and pray that you are able to join us in our group, inshallah ta'ala. And we will try to do the best possible effort to make your journey successful and easy, inshallah ta'ala. Wal asr, innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati, wa tawasaw bil haqqi, wa tawasaw bis sabr.